We are in there. This is how to use the secret. They gave us 3 steps, okay? 3 steps on how to use the secret. Very simple steps, right? 3 very simple steps in chapter 3. How to use the secret, 3 steps. The creative process. Step 1 is to ask. Step 2 is to believe. And step 3 is to receive. Ask, believe, receive. 3 steps. That's all it takes is 3 steps. 3 steps, 3 steps, 3 steps, which is great, right? Simple. It's not a 7-step process, not a 12-step process, it's not 10. It's not even 5. It's only 3 steps. Ask, believe, and receive. Very easy to remember. You are a creator, and there is an easy process to create things using the law of attraction. The 3 steps, right? Ask, believe, and receive. Ask, believe, and receive. So before they get into the 3 steps, they talk about how the law of attraction has been used by many teachers and told in many stories over time. And one of the stories they bring up is that of the genie. And they said if you trace the story back, there was unlimited wishes that you could ask the genie. It wasn't just 3 wishes, the story that we hear now. So the genie always says, your wish is my command. The genie doesn't question it. The genie doesn't ask you, are you sure? Anything like that. Now, in the movie Aladdin, the genie in that movie had more of a conscience of, oh, are you sure you want to do it? And kind of advising Aladdin about what it was that he was wishing for. But in reality, the original story is your wish is my command. We're not asking any questions about why or who or what or anything. Okay. So this has been a law that's universal, like gravity. It's been around since the beginning of time. So in step 1, ask. The first step is to ask. Make a command to the universe. Let the universe know what you want. The universe responds to your thoughts. You let the universe know what you want through your thoughts. Okay? You get to choose what you want, but you must get clear about it. So, the question is, do you know what you want? You can have, be, or do anything, and there's no limits. So what do you want? We have been trained to not ask what we really want. We have been ridiculed and judged and stuff for saying what we really want, called selfish, called all kinds of names, and that's the past. Right now, you can have, be, or do anything that you want. It's ask yourself what you really want and have the courage to say what it is. And not just say what it is, but have your thoughts be in alignment with what it is that you want. That's how you ask the universe, right? That's the first step, asking. Asking is the first step in the creative process, so make it a habit to ask. If you have to make a choice and you don't know which way to go, ask. You should never be stomped on anything in life. Just ask. Ask, ask, ask. As you get clear in your mind, you have asked. Getting clear in your mind is asking. Okay? Step 2 is to believe. Believe that it's already yours. Have what I love to call unwavering faith, is what Lisa Nichols says. Believing in the unseen. You must believe that you have received. You must know that what you want is yours the moment you ask for it. Unwavering faith, okay? See the things you want as already yours. Know that they will come to you at need. Then let them come. Don't fret and worry about them. Don't think about your lack of them. Think of them as yours, as belonging to you, as already in your possession. So I'm going to go back to almost a year ago. We're in February. You guys, we're almost a year away from when we started this prayer call and stuff like that. I can't believe it's been almost a year. But if you go back to March, for those of you that was with me, and I was talking about moving, I was worried about why it wasn't happening now. I was focused on my current reality. I know what I was being told, but I'm like, it's not here now. I wasn't utilizing the belief in the creative process. I was worried. I was fret. I was thinking about the fact that it wasn't here. That is not aligning with the believe part. I'm supposed to believe regardless of what's happening right now. That is faith, okay? That is true faith, unwavering faith. And just know that it's coming in a divine and right timing. Not when you think it's supposed to happen, not when it's most comfortable for you, but when it's the best time. Know that you know it's coming. I already know what I asked for, and it's coming. Order from Amazon. So Amazon moves fairly quickly. There are a few things, depending on what you get, it may take some time. I know for me, some of the spiritual tools and stuff that I get or stuff that I need for my spiritual work sometimes takes a little time because it's not common things, and they're sold by not as popular sellers on Amazon. You put the order in, you know it's coming. You know it's coming. You're not worried about if they got the order. You're not worried about if they packed the box yet. What truck is it on? What state and city is it in? And if you are, you're not trusting and believing in the process. But you know, once you commit, once you click purchase product or submit order, it's coming. It's on the way. It's happening. That is believing. That's how it is with the creative process and attracting that which you desire. You already know it's coming. That's the faith, unwavering faith. In the moment you ask and believe and know you already have it in the unseen, the entire universe shifts to bring it to you in the seen. So that's the same thing. As soon as I put in the order, which is asking, as soon as I ask Amazon for this stuff, I pay for it, right? The entire company or the entire company shifts to make my order happen. Yes. They receive the order. They have a process. They have people that go and say, hey, we got an order. They go find the order. They pack the order. They send the order off. Everybody shifts to bring me what it is I asked for. It's the same thing with the universe. It says in the moment you ask and then believe and know you already have it in the unseen. The unseen is the same as me clicking the button. I don't have the product yet. It's the unseen. It's not like I'm going into the store. It's not like I'm going inside of the department store, picking the item that I'm seeing and paying for it and leave it. It is unseen. I see a picture of it online, but it's not seen. It's no different than a picture I have in my mind, in my thoughts of what it is that I'm asking for during the creative process, okay? It's a picture in my mind, no different than a picture on a computer. It's unseen. It's not physical. It's not tangible. But I ask, I believe, and I know. And everything shifts to bring it to me, to bring it to the scene. Everybody at Amazon shifts to bring me my package, right? You have to emanate the feeling frequency of having received it to bring those pictures back as your life. All you gotta do is, okay, I know it's coming to get here. I see it. I see it. It's happening. I already received it, right? So I'm going to take a pause here and read what you all are writing. I love when she said, there is nothing you should not know. Always ask. Yes, that is good stuff, right? Good morning, Shalana. Rachel said, I like to play around with the thought of how the universe is now moving just for me. Like in the movies about fate, they just need one person to spill their coffee or something. And from there, everything starts to work just for me. Right. I think of it that way too. Like if I put in an application somewhere or whatever, I just always know that the perfect person will get my stuff and make it perfect for me. Or if I call, I'm going to talk to the most perfect person that can be very beneficial and helpful for me. And I'm going to call at the right time and everything like that. So I know exactly what you're talking about, Rachel, when you think about that events happening. Even sometimes when things may be delayed, I might say, hey, you know, stuff is being delayed for that perfect person. That perfect person may be on vacation and now they're back and they're the most perfect person to work with my application, work with my stuff that I'm waiting for, anything that requires me to be patient or even if I am, you know, some people are, oh, you know, a lot of people did that, you know, you might be too late. I don't care what you think. I'm putting my stuff in and some kind of way the papers might fall or some things may get a little discombobulated and my stuff ends up on top. Like, that's just how I think about it. I always think that it's always working out for me and I'm always lining up with the person I'm supposed to. I've been making a lot of phone calls lately, just getting a lot of things in order for all the changes that's going on in my life. And I feel like I really do talk to the most perfect people. I speak to the most polite people. They're very helpful. It's just all based off this, right? Here's another example that she gives, which is perfect. If you won a lottery If you won the lottery or received a large inheritance, even before you physically had the money, you know it's yours. You know that it's yours, right? That is the feeling of believing it's yours. That is the feeling of believing you've already have it. That is the feeling of believing that you've received it. Claim the things you want by feeling and believing they are yours. You already know. Okay? Your belief that you have it, that underlying faith is your greatest power. Your greatest power. So, by the way, I've been watching Harry Potter. Okay? And one thing that I've been noticing, I've seen Harry Potter a few times, but I'm watching it from a very different standpoint. But one thing that stands out to me, I'm on the third movie. I forgot what it's called. It's the one with Sirius Black. So what I realized is that Harry Potter has faith in Dumbledore. Like, it doesn't matter what anybody says to him. It doesn't matter how crazy it sounds. He will say if that's what happened, then he knew what was best and he did the best thing. I just finished watching the Chambers of Secrets. And in the Chambers of Secrets, at the end, when Harry was in the chamber, who was it? Tom Riddle, if you guys have seen it, was trying to tell him that Dumbledore did some stuff wrong, blah, 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 etc. And he said, no, he didn't. I know that everything he does is right. If he believed that was the right thing, then he did not have a wavering faith in him at all. And his phoenix came to help him. And at the end, Dumbledore said, the only way that this phoenix came to save you is if you showed extreme loyalty to me. And he did. And that part just stood out the most. Like, he didn't care what anybody says. He doesn't care what anybody says negatively. He wholeheartedly knows and believes that Dumbledore is the greatest wizard of all time. Hands down. Period. That's just it. So that's how you have to feel about your things that you ask for. That's how you have to trust the universe. Hands down, I know exactly my healing is happening. I know I'm being healed right now. Hands down, period. There's just no doubt about it. You know, think about somebody or something that you have that much faith in. That's the way you have to translate that faith to the universe. All you have to do is think about it and know that the universe is conspiring to make it happen in your life. I've seen the first one 100 times, not all of them. So I've been watching all of them because I only had the first one, The Sorcerer's Stone, on DVD from when I was a kid. I still have the same DVD, but I don't have all the others. So I didn't watch the other ones as much. So the other ones is the ones that I'm really getting a lot more information from. Jamila said, Harry Potter taught me morals, no lie. Yeah, he's very faithful, okay? So that part stands out to me. Like, so for me, I'm going to use that as an example to know what kind of faith I need to have and what it is that I'm asking for. So I want you all to think about something or a situation or somebody you know. And even Dumbledore has faith in Hagrid. If you ever watch Harry Potter, Hagrid got framed for something he didn't do. And Dumbledore said he didn't do it. I know he didn't do it. I don't care what this looks like it may have been, but I know without a doubt that he didn't do it. I know who he is, right? That's the kind of faith and belief that you have to have in the universe. You got to know, like, oh, I know it's going to work out. I ain't worried about it. No matter what it looks like, no matter if it looks framed, no matter if the evidence supposedly looks like it's not going to happen. You have the unwavering faith because guess what? The law is absolute. That's one thing that you know. It's no different than gravity. You know that if you stand on top of a house and drop the ball, without a shadow of a doubt, it's going to hit the ground because you know what gravity does, right? You know that. Nobody can tell you any different. Nobody can tell you any different. Nobody can tell you any different, right? That's the kind of faith you have to have in the things that you ask for. You have to know that you know, it's going to happen. Okay? You don't spend your time having doubts. You don't spend your time in fear. You don't spend your time even contemplating those things at all. You know that you know, and that's it. When I order on Amazon, I know it's getting here, and it'll get here. Sometimes I order stuff and forget, and then I hear a doorbell ring. Oh, yeah, it is here. Because I already knew it was going to come and I was going to receive it, right? I already knew that was going to happen. That's the unwavering faith, okay? Your belief that you have it, that underlying faith, is your greatest power. That is your power. So when I read that, I think back to the movie. If you've seen the movie, go watch the Chamber of Secrets. It's at the end of the movie. Okay, his power came from his faith and belief in Dumbledore. This Dumbledore's Phoenix, because Dumbledore was somewhere else. He wasn't even on the campus. He wasn't even at the school. He had got removed from the school. Harry was down there by himself, in a very dangerous situation. But the Phoenix came. The Phoenix came and brought him a hat, and in the hat appeared a sword for him to fight. Okay? So he believed that he believed to believe, and that was his power. And in that power, he drew to him what he needed. Just like they will continue to mention, if you don't have what you need now, it will come to you. Let's keep going further. The methods that work for one will work for all. So these methods work for one, it works for everybody. Most of us never allowed ourselves to want what we truly want because we cannot see how it's going to manifest. That's not our job. Bob Proctor says, if you do just a little research, it's going to become evident to you that anyone that ever accomplished anything, did not know how they were going to do it. They only knew that they were going to do it. Okay? That's it. How it will happen, how the universe will bring it to you is not your concern or job. That's not your concern or job. That's the universe's job. Allow the universe to do it for you. When you are trying to work out how it will happen, you are emanating a frequency that contains a lack of faith. Okay? Harry wasn't trying to figure out, wondering like, okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? He wasn't. If y'all ever seen the Chamber of Secrets, okay? This is just, I feel like it's so perfect for what we're talking about. So he was stuck in the chamber, which is in the pipes, okay? He was in the pipes with Tom Riddle, who is Voldemort, his young self. That's his original name, by the way. Which I didn't realize. I didn't put all that together until this time. That's why I like to rewatch stuff. And this big snake, okay? This deadly snake. Deadly snake. When I say it's big, it's a big, big snake, okay? And he didn't know. All he knew is that they had abducted the girl Jenny. All he knew he had to go save Jenny. He didn't know how he was going to do it. He didn't know how it's going to come together. He didn't know how at all. He didn't know. He couldn't tell you how, nothing. But everything he needed came together. Everything he needed came together, okay? He had faith in it. He had faith in it. Everything he needed came together. He didn't need to know how. He just needs to ask, he needs to believe, and then receive, okay? You think you have to do it, and you do not believe the universe will do it for you. You just trust the process. It's not for you to figure out how, it's for the universe to. The how is not your part in the creative process. There are 3 parts of the creative process that you have to do. Ask, believe, receive. That's it. Ask, believe, receive. None of that says how. The universe is part of the creative process is to receive what you're asking for and make it happen. Okay? Bob Proctor says, you don't know how it will be shown to you. You will attract the way. So just like I was talking about in this movie, The Chamber of Secrets, Harry did not know how it was going to happen. He didn't know how he was going to save Jenny. He didn't know how it was going to happen. It was attracted to him. Everything lined up for him. Okay? And if you watch all the movies, it always happens like that for him. He just has courage. He goes out there. He does it. It works out. And for the most part, it usually happens like that for most people in most movies. The ones that are courageous, the ones that don't give up, they go out there with the faith and with the courage anyway, and everything just lines up for them, right? Lisa Nichols says, most of the time, when we don't see the things that we've requested, we get frustrated. We get disappointed. And we begin to become doubtful. The doubt brings about a feeling of disappointment. Take that doubt and shift it. Recognize that feeling and replace it with a feeling of unwavering faith. I know that it's on the way. I know that it's on the way. Okay? So when you don't see things happening in your own time, which is, they say, lean into your own understanding, Then you begin to take doubt. Then you get disappointed. No, you're supposed to know that you know that you know. When you go order something from Amazon, you know it's coming to your house. And then if you know something happens in the process, they're going to fix it. So you know you're going to either get what you asked for or you're going to get your money back. You know that the problem will be solved. Period. That's that knowing. You know that you know that you know. So step 3 is receive. Lisa Nichols says, step 3, the final step of the creative process is to receive. Begin to feel wonderful about it. Feel the way you will feel once it arrives. Feel it now. Okay? And in this process, it's important to feel good, to be happy. Because when you're feeling good, you're putting yourself in the frequency of what it is that you want. You have to feel it. You have to feel it. Ask once. Believe you have received it. And all you have to do is receive. All you have to do to receive is feel good. That's all you have to do to receive. When you're feeling good, you are on the frequency of receiving. You are on the frequency of all good things coming to you, and you will receive what you have asked for. You wouldn't ask for anything unless it was going to make you feel good in the receiving of it, would you? So get yourself on the feel good frequency and you will receive it. You will receive it. You wouldn't ask for something that's not going to make you feel good. If you are asking for something that doesn't make you feel good, then you need to get clear about what you're asking it for. Why are you asking for it? What's the purpose of asking for it if it's not going to make you feel good, right? If it's not going to increase your pleasure in life, if it's not going to make your life more enjoyable, if it's not going to make you feel better, if it's not going to allow you to continue to expand, right? A fast way to get yourself on the frequency is to say, I am receiving now. I am receiving all the good in my life now. I am receiving, fill in the blank of your desire now. And feel it. Feel it as though you have received it. Okay? So then Rhonda Byrne says she has a friend that is a great manifester and she feels everything. She feels everything into existence. She doesn't get caught up in the how, when, or where. She just feels it and then it manifests. So feel good now. Feel good now. Not tomorrow, not if then, not when this happens, whatever. When you do that, you're living your life from the outside in instead of from the inside out. You want to live from the inside out, okay? Action is a word that can imply work to some people, but inspired action will not feel like work at all. The difference between inspired action and action is this. Inspired action is when you are acting to receive. If you're in action to try to make it happen, you have slipped backwards. Inspired action is effortless and it feels wonderful because you are on a frequency of receiving. Okay, so let's stop there. I want to hear y'all opinion on that. What do y'all think about action that feels like work versus inspired action? What do y'all think? Tell me about it. Tell me about if you've done action to make it happen or if you've done inspired action. It feels like work when you're forcing it, when you're getting caught up in the how. You get caught up in, okay, I got to make this happen. I know I've been there. I can give you an example. When I first moved back to North Carolina in 2018, I finished school, I got a job, I was living with my sister, and I got my first apartment with my sons, okay? And after I did all of that, right? Keep in mind, I did all of this in 7 months, which I never realized how short of a time it was until I just said it now. I finished school, got a job, and moved my sons and I into an apartment in 7 months in a different state. We was in Georgia. We came to North Carolina. Okay. I had previously just got divorced. So in 7 months, I did all of that. Once I got into my apartment, I felt like I had to make it happen. I felt like I had to make sure that we was going to be okay. I had to make sure that nothing slipped through the cracks, that we was able to keep our home, and that I made enough money to take care of us, and that I had enough money coming in. I was so infatuated with just making sure that we had a secure life and that we could sustain ourselves. I was so stressed about it. I stressed myself. I pushed myself unnecessarily, and then I ended up spraining my ankle. And if you look up Louise Hay's book, anything that usually deals with a joint talks about resistance and moving forward. I was resisting the creative flow. Everything was already flowing. Everything was already in order, but I wanted to still put my hand in it. I wanted to work against the current, which I'll talk about because she mentions that fast flowing river and going against the current. I was going against the current. The current was taking me to exactly what we needed, but I wanted to move against the current. Also, if you look up the left side, because I sprained my left ankle, is the left side of the body represents being able to take in the pleasures of life. That was the pleasure of life. That's the feeling good that they're talking about. Being able to feel good now. Feelings already, I had everything that I need. The reality of it is I did have everything that I need. We had a home. We had the space. We had beds to sleep in. It wasn't the most perfect space that I wanted. It didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted it to, but we had a safe home in a safe neighborhood. We had a clean space. It had a little problems here and there, but those little problems I know I created in my resistance in the process, me trying to make it happen. That was that action, that was work. I was exhausted, you know. I literally sprained my ankle right before the semester started for me to do graduate school. So I was full-time grad school, full-time work, a single mom with a sprained ankle. And that was that action when I was trying to make it happen instead of having inspired action, right? So that's an experience. That's a time that I've done that. It's a time where I was doing the action, trying to make it happen instead of leaving it to God, leaving it to the universe to do the how. I was making the how happen, and it was going against everything to the point that I injured myself, right? So Rachel says, I say inspire actions. In the past, I used to just work because I felt I had to stick to this schedule. Right. And Jamila says inspire action. Inspire action, effective action, that's another word that's used for it. It's inspired. It doesn't feel like work, right? Inspire action is effortless and it feels wonderful because you are on the frequency of receiving. Brittany says, my back has been hurting and I know it's because I've been worrying about how things will happen for me instead of having inspired action. So the thing is not even just having inspired action. It's just trusting that it's all going to work out. And then the inspired action, you will feel it. She goes on to say, trust, what does she goes? I was moving a little forward, but she says, trust your instincts. That's how you get into inspired action, is when you trust your instincts. But just know everything's going to work out for you. That's where you have to get. The back. If you look into Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. The upper back is pain in the upper back. Is feeling that you don't have emotional support or holding back love or feeling that you're not loved. The middle back is shame and guilt. The lower back is worrying about finances. So all of that just tells you what your persistent thoughts are. That tells you what your persistent thoughts are. It's interesting because I find that men usually have lower back pain more than any part. Lower back and middle back pain more than any other part of the back, which is just very, very interesting. Because they tend to worry about finances. They tend to worry, just when we go back to the book we read, Daring Greatly, by Brene Brown, she talked about how men and women have different types of shame and how they deal with it differently. Okay. So imagine life is a fast-moving river. This is what I was just talking about. When you're acting to make something happen, it would feel as you're going against the current of the river. That is a analogy that Abraham Hicks uses all the time. You will hear Abraham, as they speak through Esther, say, "Are you going against the current or with the current?" Going against the current is when you're trying to act against the current. If you flow with the current, you're trusting the universe and trusting that the current is going to take you to exactly what it is that you desire. It will feel hard, like a struggle, when you're going against the current. When you are acting to receive from the universe, you will feel as if you're flowing with the current of the river. It will feel effortless. That is the feeling of inspired action and of being in the flow of the universe in life. Okay? Brittany says lower back. Yes. And Sybil says upper right shoulder been in pain for a while. So the upper back is, yes, feeling that you don't have the emotional support, holding back love, or feeling like you're not receiving love. If you also look in Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life, look up what the right side of the body means. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. We got two more pages to go over because it's just good. Trust your instincts. It's the universe inspiring you. It's the universe communicating with you on receiving the frequency. If you have an intuitive or instinctive feeling, follow it, and you will find that the universe is magnetically moving you to receive what you ask for. Okay, Bob Proctor said, you will attract everything that you require. If it's money that you need, you will attract it. If it's people that you need, you'll attract it. If it's a certain book that you need, you'll attract it. You've got to pay attention to what you are attracted to, because as you hold images of what you want, you're going to be attracted to things and they're going to be attracted to you. But it literally moves into physical reality with and through you, and it does that by law. So this is what I was talking about when Harry was at the end of the Chamber of Secrets. He attracted everything he needed. He attracted the phoenix that came. Phoenix brought the hat. The hat produced a sword. The phoenix poked the eyes out of the snake, because the thing about the snake was if you looked the snake in the eyes, you would die immediately. So the phoenix came and blinded the snake. So the snake could only move by sound. So then he had the sword, and with the sword, he was able to stab the snake. While he stabbed the snake, because he stabbed the snake with his mouth open, one of the teeth of the snake stabbed him in the arm. The snake is poisonous, so the tooth got stuck in his arm, right? Now you might think, oh my God, this is tragic. It's not tragic, because everything he needed, he got. Well, Tom Riddle only existed because of a memory that he created in a book. Now, keep in mind, Harry Potter's magic. It's a magic show, right? So what Harry Potter did was, although the venom was going through his body and he was feeling sick, he took the venom, because the way the book worked is you could write in a book. The book was connected to Tom Riddle. So what he was able to do was take that tooth and stick it in the book. So then now the poison was killing Tom Riddle. So then that's how he got rid of Tom Riddle, because Tom Riddle is the one that was creating all the mess, right? At the same time, the same phoenix that came to save him had healing tears. So the phoenix came and dropped tears on Harry's wound, and it healed him. Everything he needed, he attracted. And it was all because he just had the courage and faith and knew that everything was going to work out. He didn't know how. The how became about every minute and second at a time. He didn't know how he was going to get rid of Tom Riddle when he first saw him. He didn't know how he was going to defeat the snake when he first saw it. He didn't know how at all. But everything he needed, he attracted. It's the same thing like Bob Proctor said. If it's money you need, you will attract it. If it's people you need, you will attract it. If it's a certain book, you will attract it. You have to pay attention to what you're attracted to. So he became aware of everything when he needed to. Everything he needed, he attracted to himself. Everything. Okay? The more you practice and begin to see the law of attraction bringing things to you, the greater the magnet you will become, because you will add the power of faith, belief, and knowing. The reason the more you practice it, the better you will become, is because that is the law. What you focus on, you will attract. So if you're focusing on the law, if you're focusing on creating out of the law of attraction, and you're realizing that you're attracting things to you by the law, you're going to keep focusing on that, and more of it comes to you, and more of it comes to you. So you get better. You get better and better and better at it. You get better and better and better at it. So Jamila said, perfect description. Felt like I was watching it again. Yeah, I just watched it, so it's very vivid in my mind. Now I'm understanding why, because it really is tied to the law of attraction. It really is. Michael Beckwith, you can start with nothing, and out of nothing and out of no way, a way will be made. That's my favorite quote by him. That is like when I think of him, I think of that quote. I think of this quote right here. You can start with nothing. In that movie, Harry Potter went down with just himself. He didn't have a sword. He didn't have nothing. He had nothing. And out of nothing and out of no way, a way will be made. Okay? All you require is you and your ability to think things into being. Everything that has been invented and created throughout the history of mankind began with one thought. From that one thought, a wave was made, and it manifested from invisible into visible. Right? And I'll end with this quote from Martin Luther King. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Just take the first step. That's all you have to do. That is it. Okay? So this was good stuff. How to use the secret. The creative process takes 3 steps. Ask, believe, receive. That's it. Ask, believe, receive. It's simple, right? Ask, believe, receive. Ask, believe, receive. Ask, believe, receive. It's simple, simple, simple. Very simple, okay? It is simple. It's something we all can do. So, yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for reading the book. It's on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube right now. So for those of you that are on Instagram, if you want to go back and listen to it, go to YouTube. For those of you that want to hear on YouTube us listen to the book, join me on IG. I don't put the audible or the reading on YouTube because I don't want copyright claims and issues. They'll take the video now. Okay? But because I don't save the video on Instagram, it doesn't shut me down for playing it. That makes sense. I figured it out. So yes, I want you to let me know. Everybody comment. Comment one takeaway that you got from today's section of how to use the secret, chapter 3. I want you to comment one takeaway. It's a cloudy day here in North Carolina. I feel like we have more cloudy days than sunny days, especially in the winter. But it was pretty warm yesterday. It was like in the 60s. I don't know what that was about. I'm just having some conversation as we wait for you all to comment your takeaway from chapter 3, how to use the secret. Jamila says, all you need is faith of a mustard seed. Yes. Brittany says, how simple it is to ask, believe, and receive. It is simple. And it does put that, all you have to do is have faith of a mustard seed into perspective. And if you don't know what a mustard seed looks like, go Google it. It is small. It's very, very small. Very, very small. Very small. So it doesn't require a lot of faith. It just requires a little bit of faith. That's a little bit. And you know why? Because the law is absolute. If you have a little faith, you attract more faith to you. And the more faith you attract, you keep attracting faith to you. The law is absolute. No different than gravity. No different than gravity. The law is absolute. I want y'all to think about that because gravity is something that we always have to consciously be aware of, right? So consciously be aware of the law of attraction. It is absolute, just like the law of gravity. Rachel says, it was a reminder for me, especially the genie example, and how everything I ask for is mine, whether I realize I'm asking or not. Exactly. Whether you realize you're asking for something you want or something you don't want, too. The law is absolute. Asking with your thoughts. Asking with your thoughts. So I hope that this was beneficial. I hope y'all had some takeaways. I know I did. It was very good for me. Always good. Sybil says, you have to believe and be open to receive what you ask for. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And receiving is feeling good. You know, I know we've been talking about that too, like the last year or so, about receiving. How we ask and sometimes don't receive. Well, receiving feels good. So if you're always feeling good, you're always in the place to receive. Always in the place to receive. You can't receive if you don't feel good. So that's a nice little tip to add. To receive, you have to feel good. Feel good. And make sure you have your secret shifters that we talked about previously. The secret shifters. The secret shifters. That's in chapter 2. Whatever you need to do to shift your vibration. That is what the secret shifters are for. Okay? So I want you all to have a great day. A beautiful day. A great day and a beautiful day, an amazing day. I hope you took something away from this that was very beneficial. And I'm very thankful for you watching and thankful for you being here. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end